Once again, Piccolo ascends to a brand new realm of power, being able to showcase it in the Tournament of Power. Goku and Vegeta are still trying to catch up, and they might have their own ways to do so, but what kind of path is Piccolo going to go down? We'll be seeing all that and more in this finale of What If Piccolo Was the Strongest. Back on Beerus' planet, Piccolo only has one focus, working on Ultra Instinct even more. Naturally, Goku's pretty interested in the same, while Vegeta, he's actually working under Beerus, going down his own path, viewing this as the way to surpass both of them. He already has been dabbling in this a bit, and maybe, with the power of a destroyer in his hands, he'll reclaim the throne, being stronger than both his rivals. So what actually happens in the story in the meantime? What kind of challenges will they face? Well, for one, Broly's not going to show up at all. There's no Frieza and not really a reason for them to find Broly. They don't know anything about his existence, and as much as I hate to keep him out of the story, there's nothing that Broly can really do to find them either. So he stays on Fappa, and that leads us into the Moro arc. Moro was able to get a fraction of his power back, allowing him to escape prison. That's all he really needed. Now that he's out, he can get the Dragon Balls, regain his youth, and grow stronger that way. Plus, he'll be able to feast on some planets on the way as well. But the Galactic Patrol has an idea of how to defeat him. They go to Earth, and they're not looking for Boo this time, obviously. Instead, they're looking for someone else, a Namekian that apparently lives there with the powers of a Supreme Kai. That's the only person that could help. Jocko was actually the one to let them know this. Yeah, I know this is the first time he's appeared in the scenario, but he's been around. I mean, he still knows Bulma. And he basically tells them, yeah, there's some dude on Earth that can do magic stuff, so maybe he could fight Moro. You could tell I'm going off script a little, but that's probably how he'd phrase it. I love Jocko. Anyways, Piccolo decides to go along with them. Well, the first thing he asks is, where is this Moro guy? They tell him not to fight him right away. Moro might be a little too much. But Piccolo assures them, no matter how strong this guy is, he can counter him. He's far surpassed the abilities of even the Supreme Kai. And not just magic. He has power from training underneath Whis and Beerus, which Mayris actually does know a little bit about. He also thought it might be a good idea to recruit Piccolo. And it'll be interesting to see how he handles Moro. They go out into space. Piccolo tries to focus on locating Moro's energy. Normally he could just Kai to any planet that he needs. But there is kind of an issue there. Moro is only out in space right now. He could try teleporting onto the ship, but they're not too sure. Although, he ends up detecting Moro, and Moro detects him as well. And Moro is intrigued. This guy that's sensing him, he has the powers of a Supreme Kai, it seems like. That intrigue is also partially concerned, because Moro wonders if this guy has the same abilities as the Grand Supreme Kai. If he does, then he's actually screwed. He's gonna have to be very quick about what he does here. And Piccolo tells the Galactic Patrol what direction Moro's going in. And Piccolo can't actually really tell, but they actually figure out where he's going. He's going to Namek. Piccolo immediately realizes what's going on. He must be going for the Dragon Balls. He tells everyone he'll meet them there. He's going to try and get to Namek before Moro even gets there, using the Kai to instantly teleport there. And Moro can sense Piccolo's power disappear. He feels that presence. It's on Namek. Piccolo's not even trying to hide his presence anymore. It's an intimidation tactic. He knows Moro can sense it. The Namekians see Piccolo arrive. Glad to see him again too. He says he wishes he were here under better circumstances, but tells them all to hide, gather the Dragon Balls, keep them safe, and have the warriors keep everyone else safe. There's a threat coming to Namek, and he's here to stop it. Soon enough, Moro's ship does arrive, with Piccolo standing there ready to encounter him. Moro actually compliments him. He sensed that great magical prowess. No wonder this guy was smart enough to figure out where he was going to. And Moro immediately starts trying to drain energy from the planet and from Piccolo himself. But it's not working. Piccolo feels it happen for a brief second, but is able to actually counter it, protecting himself from Moro's magic with his own magic. This makes Moro more concerned. He should have actually expected this, but he could work around it. He'll get energy from the planet. He'll make an escape, actually. He's not going to fight Piccolo one-on-one. Moro says the two of them will have a great showdown. But for now, Piccolo's going to have to wait for him to obtain his true power. Plumes of lava fly up, obscuring Moro. He starts flying away, and feels a hand grab onto his ankle, slamming him into the ground, and then throwing him into one of his own plumes of lava. Moro stops himself midair before he hits it, but sees Piccolo teleported there, with his arms stretched out. He's not here to play around. Moro's not going to get any opportunity to get stronger. He's the perfect person to face off against Moro. Two fellow magicians fighting, with Piccolo having a great advantage in terms of strength, even just in his base form, obviously. He's always made it a point to end these fights quickly, and he's going to take it even more seriously here, especially with Namek at stake. Moro's concerned that Piccolo's actually going to seal him away, but Piccolo has a much better solution. He actually did consider the Mafuba, but heard the Galactic Patrol only sealed him because they couldn't actually kill Moro. Not a problem for Piccolo though, and with one swift motion, he leaps over and grabs Moro. If the guy wants to absorb some energy, Piccolo will give him some, charging a massive amount of ki in his hand, with Moro disintegrating from the power as Piccolo launches a blast. This planet's not going to face any more turmoil. And just like that, the arc's avoided. Another arc that's kind of avoided is the Granola arc. It doesn't happen because there's no Frieza around. Now there is a chance that the Heaters might hatch some sort of scheme that gets Granola to use the wish, but I don't see it happening because, well, without Frieza, they're free to do whatever they want. Granola does want to get stronger and defeat them, but doesn't immediately go for the Dragon Balls. And it's pretty much business as usual, with Granola working under them, and nothing happening with Goku, Vegeta, or even Piccolo. Another arc that does happen though is Super Hero. Piccolo is back on Earth at one point. While he does love training, there are times where he does want to just be back on Earth. He has a house now, he's just living life there, occasionally even training Gohan's daughter Pan. Gohan too as well, which is a big change here that's going to affect how this story goes. Gamma 2 does show up at Piccolo's house at one point, and that fight actually goes pretty much like normal because Piccolo purposely gets defeated, faking his own death, using it as an opportunity to follow Gamma 2 and figure out what he's up to. And once he finds out about the Red Ribbon Army, he wonders if he'll actually need help against them. He feels confident in his own strength. I mean, he probably can do it, but he also does want to see what Gohan's made of, so he recruits Gohan to help him actually. And while Gohan is still a busy guy that's a scholar, hearing about this threat, he's going to be a lot more proactive here, and it's not going to take Piccolo trying to trick him or whatever. Pan actually isn't involved here, it's just Gohan joining in with Piccolo. Piccolo would ask Goku and Vegeta as well if they were here, but they're not. But if they really need their help, he could teleport to Beerus' planet and bring them back here. They probably won't though, they're just being very cautious. The two of them infiltrate the Red Ribbon Army, listening into more of the plans. Gohan's even dressed up as a soldier too, sneaking in disguise with Piccolo. They figure out everything that's going on, and now it's the time to attack. They reveal their identities, facing off against Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. And these androids are actually powerful, way stronger than the androids that they encountered in the past. And Gamma 1 and 2 would actually probably be a little bit stronger than normal, since they know Piccolo's way stronger as well, and he's one of their main objectives. But he's still confident. Their data's probably very outdated. It's been a while since Piccolo's shown his full power on Earth, and even for Gohan to show his full power on Earth. They completely missed the tournament, and all of Piccolo's training since then, and actually even before then. No matter how much data the Red Ribbon Army has, it won't be enough. But he still conserves his energy, going into his power awakened state while Gohan goes Super Saiyan 5. Completely shocking the two androids as they're quickly defeated, which causes Magenta to panic, making him want to activate Cell Max. Even though he's been warned by Dr. Hato that it's actually not finished yet, Cell Max still needs to be brainwashed. He's just going to be a mindless monster. It is too late though because he activates Cell Max on a whim. Of course, this project comes as a huge surprise to Gohan and Piccolo, with the Gammas even getting up and warning them about what's going on. They're more loyal to the creator than Magenta, and because this goes against what he wants, and the fact that Cell Max is a huge threat, they decide to actually team up with Piccolo and Gohan. It is the right action as superheroes after all, with Gohan and Piccolo even figuring out this guy's weakness. They actually aren't that worried about Cell Max. He does seem incredibly powerful, but again, the data is outdated. Piccolo immediately goes orange, with Gohan showing off his full power in Super Saiyan 5. He tells Gohan that this is the plan. He'll hold off Cell Max, trying to defeat him if possible. But if this guy does prove to be too powerful, Gohan will come in hitting him in his head, the weak point that'll kill Cell Max. Really, Piccolo knows that if he uses full power and fought seriously here, he could defeat Cell Max. He just wants to see what Gohan's capable of. And if need be, he'll finish the job. Piccolo also becomes giant while in his orange form, clashing directly with Cell Max, wrestling with him. And he can't believe how strong this android is, although Cell Max actually isn't on its level. Piccolo says there's still a significant gap in terms of power, but because this guy's completely uncontrolled, that makes him dangerous. Normally the people he fights have some sort of key control, but Cell Max is just shooting blast randomly, destroying everything around him with no regard. They gotta subdue him as quickly as possible. He knees Cell Max in the stomach, then quickly flipping above him, with a flying elbow that drives Cell Max into the ground. He holds Cell Max down, looking up into the sky as he senses Gohan coming up from above. Gohan launched high in the air and is now charging down at full power, with his leg outstretched for a kick. Piccolo grabs both sides of Cell Max's head, holding it out so Gohan gets a direct hit. He kicks Cell Max right in the weak spot, causing him to be defeated, with both of the Gammas telling him to run away because Cell Max is about to explode. They barely get out of there, but Piccolo and Gohan grab onto the Gammas and save them. They could actually tell. These two androids, they're not entirely bad guys. They were just given the wrong information, the wrong directives. They did want to be superheroes too, and at least they did help here against Cell Max. And with that, both of the Gammas actually live. Piccolo's glad that he didn't even really need his full power either, commenting on the situation, and Gohan's amazed. Piccolo wasn't taking that seriously? Well, he was taking it seriously. He was just interested to see what Gohan would be capable of in terms of strength. Of course, Gohan didn't disappoint him. But Gohan is curious. What is Piccolo's full power? He doesn't feel like he's seen it yet. Well, maybe during the tournament he saw a brief glimpse of it, but he hasn't seen anything since then. Piccolo says he'll show him, but he'll probably need to come to Beerus' planet to do so. Piccolo does need a more proper opponent, and a better place to fight, because if he does truly show his full power off here, he's not too sure how Earth will handle it. Even with all the key control in the world, it might be a little bit too much for planet Earth. Well, Gohan's got some free time, so he decides to go along with it. And the two of them teleport off to Beerus' planet. Goku and Vegeta are glad to see them again. Surprised that Gohan's here too. Beerus is a little ticked off that Piccolo brought Gohan here without his approval, but he promises. Gohan's just here to spectate. He's not going to eat any of their food, and, if anything, having him here will be a good motivator. Beerus is curious. What does he need motivation for? Piccolo says Gohan wants him to show off his full strength, and Piccolo needs to fight some sort of opponent for that. Gohan would serve as great motivation for him to win because he plans on fighting Beerus actually. Really now? Well, Beerus doesn't really know what to think, but before he does anything, Vegeta steps up. He needs to test out his new power as well, and Beerus is actually up for this. He does want to see how Vegeta's grown as well. Goku would love to fight too, but he also wants to see how Vegeta performs, and he wants to see Beerus fight all out. So he actually sits this one out, spectating with Gohan. And Vegeta tells Piccolo they're not going to waste any time here. No pacing themselves, just go full power right away. and Vegeta knows what Piccolo's full power is, so he says not to hide anything. If he truly wants to fight Beerus, first he'll need to get past Vegeta. Vegeta's then surrounded by a fiery purple aura, showing off his strongest form, one that he's had a lot of practice with recently. This is Ultra Ego, something that Piccolo actually has seen before. And what a fitting form to fight Vegeta in, because Piccolo then goes to his full strength. There's no point in hiding it, both Goku and Vegeta know about it, although Gohan's probably not seen it yet. What, is it that Ultra Instinct thing from the tournament? Well, kinda. Back then it wasn't really complete. This time, it's the complete version of it. Piccolo's surrounded by the bluish and purple aura, and he doesn't undergo much physical change. His antennae stand up, and his eyes change color. That's pretty much it. A very simplistic looking form, but one that comes with a lot of power and technique. And Goku's glad to see this again. He's close behind Piccolo, almost at the point of completing the form like that, but he still has a long way to go, especially if he wants to reach Piccolo's level. As for Vegeta though, this is a perfect way to test out his power, the two conflicting forms. It'll make for a great match. The battle ensues, as Vegeta instantly rushes in, trying to punch Piccolo. Of course he effortlessly dodges it. He could feel the power in Vegeta's punches. Vegeta's speed has greatly increased, although it doesn't seem like it'll be a match for Piccolo's speed. Same for his power as well. Vegeta's so much more powerful than he was before. But Piccolo could tell if he did take that punch head on, it wouldn't do too much to him. But he's interested to see how resilient Vegeta is. He knows with this power, Vegeta grows the more he fights. The form is driven by this emotion that Vegeta has. His pride, his ego. Not only does he grow when he takes damage, but just from the thrill of the fight, he grows stronger from that. The two exchange blows. Vegeta does take some of Piccolo's attacks head on, feeling a little bit of a boost in power from them. And Piccolo comments on this. Vegeta's truly ascended to a new level of power. One attack from Piccolo before probably would have knocked him out, but now Vegeta's taking them head on, and even being thrilled by them. Vegeta says he still has a lot more power to show. As the two continue dueling, as Gohan, Goku, Beerus, and Whis watch, they can easily see Piccolo does have a major advantage. He has such a good grasp on Ultra Instinct, he dodges all of Vegeta's attacks, and his own attacks are very strong. At first, the battle might have seemed a little bit even, with Piccolo having a slight advantage, but it becomes even more apparent that Piccolo has a huge advantage. No matter how much Vegeta grows, at some point, he falls to Piccolo, but he's not upset by it. This was a great way to test his power at full strength, and he thanks Piccolo for the battle. But more importantly, Beerus is ready to face off against him now. It's not going to be like the first time they fought. This time, Piccolo is so much stronger, and Beerus isn't going to hold back as much. He wonders if Piccolo could truly defeat him. Whis taps his staff on Piccolo, healing him fully, giving him all of his strength back. He didn't take much damage from Vegeta, but this at least restores his stamina, and Beerus tells Piccolo not to hold anything back. He wants to see if Piccolo has truly become his rival by now. Beerus powers up, surrounded by an aura similar to Vegeta's. He tells Piccolo, this is 50% of its power. If he could push him enough in this, Beerus will go to 100%. Piccolo goes into Ultra Instinct once more, with his own aura flaring up. He's ready for this. He's been waiting for this. The two launching towards each other, each striking each other in the face with a punch. They start exchanging blows midair. They're so powerful, so fast. Outside of Whis, the others are having a tough time even tracking them, but each time they collide, the shockwaves are so strong. Whis doesn't want Beerus to get too carried away, but it seems like it's already too late, so he puts up a barrier below where they are, just to make sure the planet doesn't get destroyed in the process. Beerus commends Piccolo's power. He's definitely grown a lot since they last fought. He's actually feeling the pain from those attacks, and that's at half his power. The two of them seem evenly matched right now, but he's seen Piccolo's full strength. He knows he can muster up more, and Piccolo says he was about to say the same to Beerus. The two of them do fight for a bit at this stage, but Beerus gets very carried away, then going to 100%. While he would like to have the fight be even longer, his desire for battle makes him want to just use his full strength right away. This is it, the ultimate test for Piccolo. He won't disappoint Beerus. The battle rages on. Piccolo is losing ground, but he's not going to give up at all. But Beerus is still impressed with how adept at Ultra Instinct Piccolo is. As the fight goes on, it becomes clear that Beerus is outspeeding Piccolo, and overpowering him, but he can tell Piccolo is close to his level. This is the first time he's had an opponent like this, at least a mortal opponent, and it makes things so much more interesting. That power that Piccolo has, that desire to grow stronger. It impresses Beerus, and actually, kind of makes him want to train more too. If he doesn't, Piccolo's definitely going to surpass him very soon. Beerus defeats Piccolo, landing the final blow that knocks him unconscious, but catches Piccolo midair, as he then hovers down to the ground. Piccolo wakes up to see a bloodied and beaten Beerus, smiling down at him. That was definitely some fight, and it's safe to say, he's truly become Beerus' rival. The fact that Piccolo even got to this level, it's impressive. And the fact that he's pushing Beerus to grow stronger too, well, it's even more impressive. Whis is especially intrigued. He's never seen Beerus this motivated, at least not in a while. And he looks over at the Saiyans who are all just watching, completely dumbfounded. Their jaws are on the floor. Gohan didn't know Piccolo could get to that level. And with Goku and Vegeta, they knew Piccolo was stronger than them, but still, this strong? But it just cements further in their minds that they need to grow stronger. Vegeta's gonna catch up to Piccolo, keep that rivalry going. And as for Goku, he'll do the same. He'll get Ultra Instinct, wondering if he could use it in his own way to stink for Piccolo. But more importantly, they want to reach Beerus' level too. They didn't realize Beerus held this much power back, but now that they saw a fraction of it, they're impressed. Piccolo gets up, promising Beerus he'll become the strongest in the universe. Not only just to see how far he can personally go, but also to uphold his role as the protector, not just of Earth, but Universe 7. It's the will that Kami entrusted him with. It's the will that Nail entrusted him with when they fused on Namek, and he's long since realized that this is the role he wants to play. He'll go far beyond his limits, and this is where we'll end off. What'd you guys think about this scenario? And what would happen if it were to continue? Leave any thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out the channel and shows me that you want to see more like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.